Welcome back, guys, to Kamisha Reviews, the queen of reality TV. So, we're talking about the Challenge All Stars. This is going to be more of a rant and less of a recap. The reason why I have the dominoes on the table, because as you guys know, with Janelle going home, I already told you guys in my last recap that it's going to be very dramatic for Ayanna, and it's going to be taken to a different, whatever, a level, whatever, how you want to say it. I already knew how things were going to go. Again, this is in an unfortunate situation. So as I was saying, Ayana, you hear the birds outside. See, I'm up all night, so y'all know this is going to be. I'm not being bothered. Give you no holds barred, the real, pretty much, right? So watching this, I knew what was going to happen. Now, everybody thinks differently, and I will say that I grew up in the military. I grew up in different places. It just was never a race thing for me growing up. Now, with that being said, I'm always going to forever be a woman and always going to be forever be a black woman. There's nothing I can do about it right here on my face every day, right? So, before we even get into the things, okay, I do want to say that the challenge was dominoes. There is quite a few color in the house in a really positive way. But in the culture, dominoes, black people. Now I know nowadays everybody knows how to play dominoes, but there was a time no one knew how to play dominoes, and most of the time in our culture, if you didn't know how to play dominoes and spades, you will get dragged and talked about. Okay, so dominoes and spades is a part of our culture. Being at the table after a barbecue or a family reunion, it's just something that we've always done over the years. With that being said, this was a challenge. As far as dominoes lining up, get things together. Dominoes is not an easy game. You got to really know how to play it. Jasmine really did well. She's talking about, hey, going to black college, you got to know how to play dominoes and play cards, baby. Just don't even be bothered. So with that being said, of course, we all know that the star is up for grabs, correct? This is the most important thing of this game to even do a final is to have those golden stars. I call it the golden ticket, right? So at the end of it, hearing Khalif talk about how black people was in this game and we did not win the dominoes is hilarious because in true form, they are probably going to get dragged because they didn't win essentially. That did not win the domino game. And there's assumptions that are really crazy that if you're black, you gotta know how to play dominoes. Look, I'm gonna say this. This is not true at all. I am from Louisiana, but cannot stand sweet potato pie. I know, right? Do not like it. I've never been a fan, but that is the assumption. I know how to make it. I eat it, and all these things are completely not true. Okay, so Domino's, as far as people of color, they'll look at the Challenge All Stars 4 and say, we didn't do that very well. Okay, so moving on, right? Um, so after the end of this, Cam's first option is to get rid of Ayana. All right. So let me rephrase it. It wasn't the first option. Now let's break this down. When Cam went to Ayana and she asked her a question. She said, so I am being told that you're coming for us. Now, let's take it back a step further. The one thing I like about the challenge and how messy or non messy, how you want to put it, they showed the clip where it shows Ayana, and Ayana is saying, people are trying to get rid of them and break them up. Her words, people are trying to get rid of the team and break them up. They played it again. She did not say, hey, I'm going after Cam and Leroy. I want them out of the house. If she would have said that verbatim, I'd have been like, cool, I get it. That is not what she said. She said, people in the house gonna want to break them up. Let's be true and let's be real. Cam is a beast, yes, and she can play the game very, very well and strategically move in a certain way, right? And people are intimidated and afraid of her. Let's be clear, right? So when she made that statement, it was like they are talking about who's going up, who's going up. And to me, listening to Ayanna and him talk, Cyrus, they were just because Cyrus hadn't been there, right? So she's just telling Cyrus information like, look, this is what's going on here. Is it a lie? Is it a lie? Miss Cam, yes, everybody joined in to vote, not everybody, but join in to get Ayanna out, okay? And I'm pretty sure you're probably feeling like my friendship and relationships are stronger than Ayanna. I'm going to say you're wrong on that. Now, yes, they agreed with you, da da da, because it was a big blowout. Because Ayana was talking her crap, and like y'all would probably say, she's being dramatic. When something big and explosive happens, you have to react. If something is loud in my face, or something is, hey, you're going to react to it. If Ayana hadn't done anything and was quiet, and Cam came asking that question, those votes that she got last night would not have happened. I'm being real. I'm sorry, mama. I know Cam probably say I have relationships built over the years. I know people da da da. All I'm saying to you is that in reality, you would not have gotten all those votes you would have gotten. Rachel and everybody who came together made a different idea. They really couldn't help but to say, okay, Cam, I got you. And even the ones that were saying it, you heard the but yeah, but there was only a few, two, yes, let's go, Cam. If you want to break it down like I do as a blogger every freaking day, if you want to break it down by history, ma'am, you would not have got those votes. It was only because of Ayanna's actions. Now, mind you, if Ayanna wouldn't have acted in that manner, would have Cam gone after her if they would have had a conversation? I think she would not have voted for her because at the time after all that happened, Leroy came to Cam and said, "Look, do we want to talk?" Because he didn't want to do it. He made it very clear he didn't want to send her home. But at that point, Cam was like, look, I'm done. I came to you, tried to talk to you about it, and you blew up. You blew up. Jasmine blew up, and I don't know why. I'm sorry. When Ayanna was talking, Ayanna wasn't saying, Jasmine, da da da. Yeah, she was talking about her, but she was like, I can't believe this is happening, the loyalty, da da da. And it was more like that. It was a rant, it was a vent. Jasmine turned into a like a little gremlin, a Chucky, as she called herself, and started going in. Okay, it's crazy to me, and I know everybody's not going to agree with this, and that is okay, to see a bunch of people of color go after one black woman. I will say that. Unity is a word that used for many different things, right? And I don't necessarily think that everybody black should automatically work together. You don't know me, and da da da. There's a lot of different things involved with that, right? But I'll never forget when I watched Big Brother. I'll give you an example. Big Brother, the cookouts. Okay, I bring up the cookout for a reason. The cookout was all the people of color in the house, even the ones who were biracial, right, came together. Because remember, Hannah is black and I think she's Arabic. I'm not sure. I don't want to say it incorrectly. Indian, but she's not, you know, if there's such thing as full. I don't think it is. But anyway, I digress. Another conversation for another day. They all came together like a fist. It sounds corny. And they went against the entire house to win. And even within that group, they weren't all crazy about each other. They weren't all like, we're all kumbaya, we're all friends. They all got together and decided we're going to have a black team work together and we're going to have a black person win. That was the entire goal for Big Brother, and it happened. Now, mind you, the challenge has had, I mean, the first winner of the challenge was black. So, big to me, the challenge, I've always said to me, I've never had a problem with that as far as watching it. And people of color, all races, all creeds, women, whoever had opportunity to win. So, challenge to me has never had that problem, right? This is separate from the challenge itself, and just me watching it. Those people in the house, I'm like, you all literally came up against her. You had Cam in her face. You had Leroy kind of like, Leroy like, you know. Then you had Jasmine coming going crazy, and then the whole house was like, oh, her behavior. Did y'all break down her behavior? She felt like she was accused of something that she didn't do because she know what she said. Now, mind you, I don't know why Cyrus didn't come up and say, hey, what she said was people. Now, he probably was looking there like, this is my first day back and I'm already up for elimination. I'm not saying anything. And I'm just being honest. He's the survivor of the fittest. But if it was Ayanna, I would not have said, hey, who said it? Because I knew that Cam is not going to out them. But at the end of the day, I would have said what I said was people are coming for y'all, and that is it. That is all that I said. Because mind you, it's hearsay. Somebody just heard this. And I feel like Brandon and all of them are scared of Cam and Leroy immediately. Maybe because they haven't been in the game in a long time. They've heard about them. I don't know. But they're scared of her. Even Brandon was talking about Ayanna in the beginning. And I look at it like this. You guys do not want to be the one on the chopping block, right? You don't want to be the one that is put up if you're in the bottom. And so the first thing you're going to say is, well, I'm in the bottom. But remember yesterday when Ayana was yelling, all the crap was going on? Then I think I overheard her say this, da 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 da. Target off of me. Target on somebody else. And yeah, you're playing the game. I am not going to lie. That is essentially playing the game. But you know how you have these moments where it's like, okay, you can pull to the side and say, let me tell you something. And this is before today. Cam, all of them. I'm letting you know now. I'm hearing rumblings. And mind you, you're my roommate. I don't want to put you up. But the way it's going, I may have to. Let's talk, da 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 da. Maybe chill or whatever, right? None of that was happening that I know of, okay? So the whole thing with Janelle, and her saying Jasmine's name. Well, there's also more rumblings. We all know that Cam and Lyra do their podcast, and so it's being told she actually heard her say it. So to me, this might be, people might say you're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, that corny phrase. But let's be realistic. I'm not. Because if you really break it down and think about it, if somebody would have stood up for Ayana and said, actually, she did say that with the whole Janelle situation, it wouldn't have been all nice and cozy and oh, Janelle and all this stuff and oh, Ayana's the bad guy. That would not have been the narrative. What would have happened would have been, um, once she revealed what was going on, da da da, it would have been a whole lot of different responses than what we're hearing. I'm just being extremely transparent. Okay. Um, I feel like no one stood up for her in both episodes. Now, mind you, yes, Ayana getting upset and saying the things she was saying the way she was saying it, kind of having an outburst out of her frustration and out of building. Because, like I said, this whole season about building relationships, right? And I feel like they built relationships, and that's how people are gonna get ahead in this game. And some people are gonna build. To me, I feel like some people are gonna base their whole game on how long have I known you, and not necessarily how they played. I'm sorry, I said it. But I think having a strategic mind and play will only take you so far, in my opinion, because eventually, if you do not play or win at the very last minute, you're gonna be the one they go for, 100%. So I didn't like how Ayana was treated. I'm just gonna be honest. I did not like how that went down. Okay, the black people in the house let her down. Now, will I say accountability for Ayana? What's the accountability? Maybe the way she did it, maybe because she got upset. Maybe if Yana would have answered and said, I didn't say that. Now that would have been a different move if they would have responded that way. But in reality, that's not what she said. So that's where we are. So it is what it is. So, that's my rant and kind of a recap of what happened. Ayana did go home. She went up against Rachel. Rachel, who helped her in her whole workout career. Her, when she helped her, lose the weight. She had to, 'cause Rachel has those series and everything on MTV. I mean, on the YouTube and MTV. So with that being said, her doing that, they had a close relationship, and she tried to talk her down and say, "Hey, it's gonna be all right." But Rachel was the one that took her out. And Ayanna and her, it was a tough race. Going back and forth, pushing that ball, trying to go through that cylinder. Ayanna was holding strong. And when she started calling out her kids' names, like to me, I cried watching that whole thing because she's fighting. She said, I want to buy a house for my kids. You guys are making her out to be the villain. Mind you, I broke down everything, including accountability. So when you listen to the replay and give your comments under and straight go for Ayanna's jugular, please listen to my commentary and think before you start going in on her. And I know she's going through a lot right now, but at the end of the day, her speaking about her kids is a natural human thing that we do. She called her children's names out to get her through what she was getting through. This whole episode frustrated me really bad. So I'm just telling you guys. With that being said, y'all, I'm finna go. Y'all check out the interview I did. I did a podcast with Ayanna yesterday, talking about a few things she's going through, and I posted on YouTube. Make sure you guys go check that out and leave me the comments below. Let me know what you think. With that being said, y'all know what it is, and y'all also know who I am.